This is Randy with Ragamuffinpiper. Got my country gentleman. You know, if you don't have a corn cob, or if you're wondering whether they're any good, I have several. I always show them to you. Country gentleman, love the shape. It's a pretty good sized bowl inside. Doesn't really get hot usually. And I replaced the original stem with a forever stem. You can get them straight, you can have them bent, you can get them really long, you can get them really short. Those guys are great. I mean, I bought mine a couple years ago, so I mean, I can't vouch for them in the last 6 months, but they were wonderful. Called me back, had the right shape, the bin, shipped it in like 1 day, it was gone. I couldn't believe it. I'm sorry, I can't remember exactly where they're from, but look up Forever Stem. They're on the East Coast somewhere. Started out rather chilly this morning for an October day. It was 17 degrees. And I can say honestly that it's not supposed to be 17 degrees yet. It is not. I'm supposed to slowly glide into winter, not be dropped in from up above a big vat of ice water. But I got my hot coffee here, and it's teetering on my little table down there. Got some yard work to finish up today. Don't want it to snow on these leaf piles. And inside it, I've got some of this Smoking Cardboard sent me some awesome gifts. This Eccentric was in there. I don't know, is that Birds of the Feather series or the Signature series? This is a plug, and it has some really interesting things in there. Special Virginias, red Virginias. It's got Catarini Orientals. Now, usually something that's high in pepper. My wife thought this was the most interesting thing she had smelled right out of the tin, but you'd have to know Mrs. Ragamuffin loves raw pepper. So she loves raw pepper. Now, I don't like raw pepper. I do cook with pepper, but raw pepper is usually nah. Perique sometimes is so much raw pepper, I don't like those blends. But again, something I might never try because I'm afraid of the pepper. But when you blend it correctly, like this is my maiden voyage with this tobacco right here. Maiden voyage. Eccentric. And so far, it's very I'll use the word complex, but I really don't know what I mean yet by that. It is not knocking you down pepper, that's for sure. And English, no doubt. But I think a lot of people always compare to early morning pipe, maybe, something like that. And right out of the tin, early morning pipe for me is a little strong. I have to age mine at least 6 months before I can even enjoy it at all, and then I don't smoke much of it. One tin lasts me 2 years. But now this stuff, I didn't have the stem straight, and that's a no-no, I know, but these are pretty forgiving. I let it air out for about 15 minutes before I put it in the pipe, and you know it comes in the blocks, and so you gotta kind of mess it up and turn it into something you can put in a pipe. And I let it sit there for about 10 or 15 minutes to air out a little bit because I was frankly afraid of it. The smoke is very mild in your mouth. I suppose you can get tongue bite from just about anything, but I'm not sure you could from this if you were careful and smoked it slow. I mean, I learned a lot from Mutton Chop Piper about the breathing method, and so part of my pipe journey is learning to breathe slower. You know, that's all about calming. I need the calm. I'm a very hyperactive person, so that's part of my pipe journey. But I'm pretty impressed with it so far. But I'm only about a third of a bowl in here, but I would definitely smoke this again. This tin will get used up for sure. So thanks again, Smoking Cardboard. You're the man. And I needed to make another shout out, but I can't remember exactly. Oh yeah, okay. Double O Pipe. I don't want to get somebody's name wrong, so I gotta look. Double O Pipe. I was watching all that drawing and stuff this morning, and he was talking about Halloween and all the decorations, and how some people seem to decorate more for Halloween than they do for Christmas. And I would say I agree with that to a certain extent. I mean, some houses, but not our community here. I will be sharing some stuff from the community. I don't know if you know where I live, but you probably will know where in the general area by the time this is done. But I live in the far north end of Idaho, what we call North Idaho. And this little town of about 7,000 people, it's quaint, to use that word and not overuse it. How's that? But like I was saying, some people tend to put more effort into the Halloween time than they do the Christmas time, and for my book, I think we have more to celebrate at Christmas than we do for Halloween. I used to enjoy Halloween as a kid. Who wouldn't enjoy getting to dress up and get candy and all that kind of stuff? What's not to enjoy? And when there was little kids around, little kids don't come to our door out here. They'd have to walk half a mile to even get to our house if there was little kids. We don't get trick-or-treaters. But I've made over the last few years a concerted effort to really try to get into Christmas more. You know, with family going, we know if you've lost loved ones and you have a lot of memories like I do of your childhood and family get-togethers, it's really up to us. It's really up to you and me to make those new memories for our kids, for our grandkids. They're the ones in another 20 or 30 years that are going to be looking back and thinking on those times with fond memories. So, I hope you'll join me in kind of putting some effort into the Christmas time. I'm going to be a little controversial here. I say that a lot. Am I really I'm not really controversial. My kids always get on to me because my Christmas music season starts October 1st. I try to hold off till October 1st and then Christmas. And I'm talking like the Bing Crosby, old school, big band, the good old music from the 50s and the 60s and the 40s, the traditional Christmas music. My daughter always tells me, "Dad, it's not even Halloween yet." So I guess today's question in the comments, you can leave your little 2 cents, as I call it. When do you start listening to Christmas music? After Thanksgiving? That could be. That makes sense. You wait till after Thanksgiving to start your Christmas music? That kind of makes sense. I think, just for me, that it's too late. I need time to rev up. I'm a crock pot seasonal celebrator, and it takes me a while. So I like to start you know, getting myself in the mood. I think sometimes if I don't, I miss it. You know, I'm just winding up into really enjoying the season, and then it's almost Christmas. So that's why I start my music in October 1st, and I watched a Christmas movie last night, as a matter of fact. It was sappy. But I enjoyed every minute of it. So when do you start your Christmas music? When do you start trying to get a little bit of the mood going for the reason for the season? And what's your favorite kind of Christmas music? That's kind of interesting. What's your favorite kind? You know, as a former producer and stuff like that, and a recording artist and whatever, brass player, big band member, my musical tastes go all over the chart. And not everywhere on the chart, but all over the chart. So picking a favorite for me, that'd be tough. That'd be tough. But tell me what your favorite kind of Christmas music is. When do you get your decorations up? Now, see, I don't put those up until Thanksgiving. So I don't get totally crazy. I don't put my Christmas decorations up in October. But I do start my music. It's been good seeing you. You know, I'm getting halfway on this bowl, and I'm still not disappointed in it. Like a lot of you, you know, you have trouble keeping it lit when you're talking, so I would say it would burn good if you weren't yakking all the way through your pipe time, you know. It's still tasteful, it's still not in your face. It's not overpowering with the pepper. So it's pretty good. Pretty good. Well, this is Randy with Ragamuffinpiper. I hope that you'll make today and the next day the best day that you can. You know, living in negative or living, that's easy for me to say, huh? Living down and in the dumps and in the negativity of it all, that doesn't do us any good. News is hard to watch these days. We need to be informed, but don't be down and negative. Find a positive. Make it your best day. If you don't do it for yourself and your family, nobody else is going to do it. So, been good to see you. That's a phrase that don't belong here, isn't it? I don't see any of you. Always good to join you. I'm glad you made it here. If you made it to the end, thanks a lot. Subscribe, hit the like button if you want, so you can come back and see me more often. It's good to be seen. Take care.